Okay, so what if I told you that a blueprint for finding peace in our crazy, chaotic world was written more than 200 years ago? Seriously, it's not some new self-help book, it's a poem, but it gives us this incredible guide for changing not what we see, but how we see. So, let's dive into this journey together. Right away, we're dropped smack in the middle of a moment. We're with the poet, William Wordsworth, standing on the banks of the River Wye. He hasn't been here for 5 years. He says 5 long winters. And you can just feel the weight of that time lifting off his shoulders as he soaks in a scene he has obviously been dreaming about. So, for this explainer, we're going to follow his train of thought, almost like it's a guided meditation. We're going to start right where he does, with what he sees and feels in this very moment, right here and right now. And you can tell he's not just looking, he's absorbing. He sees these huge, steep cliffs, these little plots of land with cottages, the wild, untamed woods, and these quiet little trails of smoke curling up from somewhere in the trees. It's just this picture of perfect peace, a landscape that he feels connects with the quiet of the sky. And this, right here, is where the whole thing makes its first crucial turn. See, it's not just about enjoying a nice view while you're there. Wordsworth reveals that the memory of this place has been this incredibly powerful force in his life. And that brings us to the next big idea. So this is kind of stage 2 of his journey. We're going to explore how the memory of this quiet riverbank was actually an antidote, something that sustained him when he was miles and miles away from it. I mean, just imagine the contrast. For the past 5 years, he's been in lonely rooms, surrounded by the noise and stress of city life. The world is loud, it's demanding, it's totally exhausting. But in those moments, he had a secret weapon. Now, what's really amazing here is that he's not just talking about a nice thought. He's describing a physical, emotional reaction. Calling up this memory brings on a tranquil restoration, a sweetness that he says he can literally feel in his pulse, in his blood, in his heart. It's nature's first gift, a deep, calming reset button. But it goes even deeper than just feeling calm. He makes this huge claim that these memories actually shape our actions, that they make us better people. But how exactly is that supposed to work? Well, he suggests that the peace we get from these memories kind of spills over into our subconscious. We might not even connect the dots at the time, but these little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love, he thinks they're the direct result of a mind that's been fed by nature. And then there's a second gift, and this one is even more profound. He talks about this blessed mood, a state of mind where all the confusion and stress of the world, what he calls the heavy weight of this unintelligible world, just gets lighter. It falls away. It's not just calm, it's total release. You know, this is basically what we'd call mindfulness today. He's saying when you let go of all that physical tension, your mind is finally free. It becomes a living soul that can see the world with this incredible new clarity. You start to see the hidden connections. You can see into the life of things. Okay, now we are getting to the absolute heart of the poem. This is where Wordsworth realizes that his entire relationship with this place has fundamentally changed. He is not the same person who stood on this spot years ago. This self-awareness is everything. He's about to unpack one of the most brilliant descriptions of personal growth you'll ever find, and he does it by comparing his past self to his present self. See, when he was young, his experience of nature was totally physical, almost animalistic. He calls it an appetite. He didn't think about it, he just felt it. He'd run over the mountains, and a giant thundering waterfall wasn't something to admire. He said it haunted me like a passion. It was all sensory overload, with zero deep thought. So here's the huge transformation. What used to be just an appetite has totally matured. Now, when he looks at that same nature, he also hears the still sad music of humanity. He's seen the connection between the natural world and the human experience, all our joy and all our suffering. He's not just seeing with his eyes anymore, he's perceiving with his mind and his soul. He calls this new feeling a presence sublime. It isn't just about pretty trees and a river. It's this deep feeling of a universal spirit that flows through absolutely everything. The sunset, the ocean, the air, and this is the key, his own mind. It's that powerful feeling of being connected to the whole shebang. And this is the payoff. This is the result of that transformation. Nature isn't just a fleeting passion anymore. It's become the stable, guiding force for his entire inner life. It's the anchor for his thoughts, his heart, and his entire moral code. Now, in the final part of the poem, Wordsworth isn't talking to himself anymore. He turns to his sister Dorothy, who's right there with him, and he basically offers up everything he's just figured out as a timeless gift for her own future. He looks at her and sees his own younger self. He sees that same passionate, almost ecstatic energy he used to have. And he wants to give her the roadmap to the deeper peace that he's found, so that she'll have it ready when she needs it later in life. And he boils all his wisdom down into these core principles. First, he says you have to know, deep down, that nature never did betray the heart that loved her. Second and third, you have to consciously build an inner sanctuary of beautiful memories, a mansion in your mind. And finally, you have to know that you can go to that inner place for healing whenever life gets hard, when you're hit with solitude or fear or pain or grief. So, really, the ultimate lesson of this whole journey is that our relationship with the world around us isn't fixed. It can grow. It can evolve from just a simple sensory pleasure into this profound source of wisdom and peace and moral strength that can carry us through anything. And that kind of leaves us with a question to take away from this 200-year-old guide. It doesn't have to be a huge river valley. It could be a city park, a quiet street you love, or just the view from a window. But what's that one place whose memory brings you not just pleasure, but a real sense of peace? What place is your Tintern Abbey?